Hello, I'm April Brown with Zelken Financial Services, LLC, and I'm back with the tip, today's illuminated point. So, we're talking about the 40s. I'm doing my decade series, and this week is all about the 40s. Yes, I remember my 40s, and let me just say, fun times, fun times, fun times. However, with that said, it was also self-liberation and, just a no-nonsense kind of attitude. So when I hit my 40s, I gave two fucks about anybody's opinion and their expectation. Two fucks, not one, two. And so with that said, I'm doing it a little different. I'm not going to talk about, what are the three things. I've decided to interview someone. So the person I'm going to ask that one question to, which is, tell me three important financial things that you're concerned about in an interview. And that's going to be with a gentleman named Jersey Sessions. He is a solopreneur moving into being a chef, entrepreneur, you name it, he's trying to do it. And so I'm going to interview him. So after this, you get to watch your interview. I hope you enjoy. Hello, everybody. I'm April Brown with Zelken Financial Services, LLC, and I am back. And today I'm actually on with Robert Jersey Sessions. And he is... everybody, he said, how you doing? No. He is chef in the making extraordinaire, and he owns a company called SWAT, which stands for something with a taste. And it's always good. His marinades and his salad dressing, honey, his marinades on point. So, I just got to say, I love that thing. You throw that on anything and make everything taste. That's all I'm saying. But anyway, this is who I'm going to be talking to. He's going to be my folk who's doing my my 40s in my decade series. But I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Robert so he can talk about himself. Tell us a little bit about yourself, Robert.
Well, yes, I'm 46 right now. Get my business started. It's a little process, but it's a lot of work and time consuming as the time goes. But if you keep going and you stay focused with it, it'll be good. I'm gonna make it turn out to be the best thing I can.
Okay, so what got you into this, actually? That's my question for you.
Food. Coming up, I was a kid, I like to eat all the time and be in the kitchen. So I was in there, always in the kitchen with my mom, my grandma, my great-grandmother.
Okay.
And that's what got me started with the cooking thing. So as I did that, I learned and added my own little twist to things and came up with my own little menus and kickbacks, as you call it. So then after that, I started experimenting with like meat marinades, how I can get the meat to taste tender and more juicier without being dry, as you put on the grill, on the stove, or in the oven. So, and I came up with the marinade, and that's how that came about.
And y'all marinade.
and the salad dressing, I did the same thing with it, because salad dressing, you need a salad just about tastes the same with everything, with the ranch or the blue cheese or the olive oil, vinegar, whatever base that they have. With mine, it's a little different, so I want to add a little extra flavor to it other than being plain, something different.
Well, it's good too, everybody. That's all I'm gonna say. Get the marinade, get the salad dressing. Of course, I'm gonna have somewhere on the site for you to be able to go to SWAT to place the order. And by the way, also, if you happen to be in the North Carolina area, this dude does make great. I mean, he does sell plates, in the area. You just gotta figure out where the area is. I ain't gonna say all that. Plates. Actually he's a fantastic cook. I love his food. So anyhow, all right, so now that we've learned a little bit about Jersey, I said call him Robert, but normally I call him Jersey. So anyway, Jersey, this is my decade series, and I'm talking about all the decades. I'll probably stop at like 70, but anyway, I'm talking about really from 20 to 70, the 70s. And so we're in the 40s decade. You are 46. And so I wanted to interview somebody who was in their 40s and just think about, kind of where you're at and what you're thinking about. So my question for you is, and this is the question I've been asking all the decade, is what are your three most important concerns around finances in your 40s? Give me three.
Well, one is to have enough money to take care of my family. The other one is to get enough money up to like get me a business food truck and stuff like that, so I can have that up on the road and keep the business up and going.
All right. So what's the third one?
The third one is to leave a legacy for my kids to remember and to own and be proud of.
Okay. So the first one, tell me the first one again, because I like to have a conversation around all of the points.
Working on trying to get money together for a food truck, so
Okay.
I can travel and sell my food everywhere.
Okay, so you want that food truck. Have you already priced out what that looks like?
Yeah, that's a pretty steep price for right now for someone like myself just starting out. It is, but
Okay.
I get to it eventually though.
Okay, so part of your financial concerns are really just having the money to really kick your business off in the way that you'd like to kick it off. And of
Right.
course, as you've been doing this now for what now, a year? How long have
Yep.
you been in business?
About a
For
year.
a year.
Mm-hmm.
So in the year that you've been doing it, how easy has it been to even just get money?
It ain't that easy. It's hard. It's hard to get a loan first starting out being a first time business owner, and that's because of being a first time business owner. They're not trying to help you out as fast as you want them to.
Right. And so with that, what avenues have you looked at in terms of, besides the traditional avenues, have you looked at anything else? The grant writing, that kind of stuff.
I looked into one, but it didn't turn out the way that I wanted it to, because it was asking for like too much for one time.
Okay.
And I couldn't afford it at that point.
What
Up front? For what they want, yeah.
And so I recently ran across something that was like, well, you got to give up money and then we'll give you money. I'm like, wait, time out. That don't jive. I mean,
or get them over half or something, and then they help you with the rest, and then still have to pay them more money on top of it. But yeah,
right. Okay. So you're trying to get your food truck, and then that was your second one. What was your first? Your first one was you were trying to make money for your family or get your money.
Yeah, trying to get money together for the family. Yes.
Okay. So
family.
As you're working your business,
mm-hmm.
Are you budgeting in a way that are you budgeting?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
Perfect. And two, my question for you is, in your business, as you're working your business, are you paying yourself?
Yes, I am. Not as much as I want, but I am.
Okay. Are you doing profit first?
No, I haven't started that yet.
Okay. The fact that you're paying yourself, though, that's important. That is key.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, because everybody, he actually attended the profit first. We did. We talked about the book and we talked about a couple of other things. So yeah. And I actually gave the book to free.
Mm-hmm.
So because profit first is really what. If you don't know, read the book. It's really fantastic. Mm-hmm. Aside from that, okay, so what is it that you want to do, or what are you thinking about in terms of, situating your family in such a way that it leads to that legacy piece? Because you said you want to leave something in terms of legacy. So how are you going about that, or what are you thinking about that in order to make that happen?
Well, I'm thinking about how I want to do it is I want to be able to have each one to have their own little like bank account or grant or however you want to call it. So when they get a certain age, they will be able to use it, but they would have to work in order to get it. So they want to get it for free, not doing anything. They have to like earn it instead of thinking they just get the money and they can just
blow it
and ain't got nothing to do for it. It's gonna have some kind of clause in there, some kind of way to where you just can't go out there and just get it and go buy something that you don't even need or tear up, but be able to appreciate it.
Okay. It's funny. I had a conversation with a friend of mine who is an estate planning lawyer, and he is actually it's a term that they use, but basically he's the trustor, I think is what it's coined, of the estate. And so one of the trustees, not the trustee, but yeah, the trustee who is been left the estate is like, hey, I want to do X, Y, and Z, and they're like, why? You got to tell me why. And I said, tell me, why do you do that? It was like, because I have a fiduciary, I'm responsible for that. I can't just let them spend the money, and then if they spend it all up on frivolous stuff, I'm not trying to get sued. And and they're like, yeah, you can put those kind of clauses in there saying, no, you just can't do X, Y, and Z. You're going to have to be mindful, and somebody else has got to be mindful. So I get that. Okay, that's very cool. That's cool. And so are you trying to create this business so you can leave it to the kids, or you just going to, this business is for you? What is that for?
Well, the business is going to be mine until I go, but yes, I would like to select one of the kids who will be interested, who I know would like to cook, earn it, and do it right.
Okay, carrying on your legacy that you created with. I like it. Okay, so yeah, I think it's fantastic in terms of what you're doing. A lot of times, when you're an entrepreneur, because you really are, you're a solopreneur right now. That's what they call it. And so being a solopreneur, it's not easy. It's a very different thing because, it's not like you go to work from 9 to 5 and you're going to get a paycheck. And if you don't come in and you actually got sick time, you're going to get paid anyway. So, if you don't make it happen, well, funds don't come in. So it's a very mindset and a way of thinking and what you're trying to do. But it's definitely, small businesses make the world go round.
Yeah, definitely.
You don't know it. They make the world go round. And so, so, you got a plan. I'm going to tell you that. You want to make these things happen, having money for your family, getting money for your business, and actually creating a legacy. All of those things require a plan. And so, and I know who you're married to, so I know a plan is in place.
Oh yeah, you best believe it.
Yes. And so, and the focus is on trying to get, getting to where you're trying to get to and having a plan, even in that, just even in trying to purchase a food truck, because that's pretty serious. You wouldn't think so, but you're like, damn, it's on wheels. That.
You're right. The good thing about it, you can go everywhere, but you still got to pay for it to go everywhere.
Exactly. And so I think that's pretty cool. I like the whole food truck. And like you said, once you get it, man, like, he's here. Follow him on Facebook. He gonna be in such and such. Go get your food. Your marinade and your So otherwise, thank you for coming on. So, everybody, that gives you a different perspective on somebody who's in their 40s, who's a solopreneur, what they're thinking about, what's important to them. And it's just kind of like a common thread that I'm seeing in all the decades where, the concerns may be slightly different, but for the most part, most people want to make sure they've got money in place that they can do what they're trying to do, live how they want to live, and not have to worry about X, Y, and Z. And so, 40's is kind of like that area where you're like, I'm moving. I'm having an opportunity to just kind of grow and do some other stuff. And so, I think that's really cool. And thank you for actually being willing to, come on here and talk to me. I appreciate it. White man.
You're welcome. No problem. Thanks for having me.
I hope y'all, this is him. We're gonna near the end of this, and so thank you for coming on again. I hope you all got something out of this. Just a different perspective and thought process in terms of, what do you want to do? What are your most important, financial concerns that you would have at this stage of the game? So thank you, sir. And I am April Brown with Zelken Financial Services, LLC. And until the next time, people, enjoy your evening.